All right, so I don't know exactly what I did different, but I was able to refuel off of this maintenance trailer after all. So I don't know if I just was not reading the menu right. I ended up going in and activating the mission that's related to it, which I actually find odd that that would make a difference, but it's possible I was just not paying close enough attention. So let's go ahead and get attached. We got a full tank of fuel. Attach the trailer. I've set my nav points, and we are going to head over to the tunnel to Smithville Dam. And you can see this is one of two parts to completing this. I've got to deliver the maintenance trailer and then vehicle spare parts times two. So we'll get this delivered. I'm getting a little bit bogged down in the mud here, but I think I'm heading back kind of the way I just came with the giant drilling construction trailer, I believe. So we will head out. Old nighttime driving. I know there's a little bit of a water crossing I saw when I laid out my nav points. So there'll be a little bit of a tricky path here at some point. So I noticed when I go into the contracts that I've gotten several, I'm 5 or 6 deep in each one, and they're definitely driving me, unintended, towards, things that require me to go to other areas of the map for sure. So kind of the logical game progression there. Can't tell if I'm mud or just kind of hung up on some rocks under the water there, but Fleet Star will make it through. So I kind of I have this problem. I'm easily distracted. So I have this problem where I keep talking about going to like Alaska or Russia, and then another mission pops up that's right by where I'm at, and so I struggle to move on. I know there's some trucks in Russia, as I've mentioned several times, both scout vehicles and larger trucks that could maybe arguably make some of this work a little easier. So part of me is like, I hope I don't regret not just popping over, and I really kind of want to get that Taiga truck. I know it's one of the top trucks in a lot of the top 5 lists or whatever, and it's something that you can locate on the first map in Russia. So maybe we'll go look for that truck either after we deliver this trailer or after we finish winter stores overall. I'll think about that. Could be useful to have. I've still got the other 2 trucks at this point. I know I haven't used either one of them in a while, but the Chevy is still sitting out on that sandbar, kind of not too far from where we're at. And the Paystar is back at the garage here in Black River. So I've got some options there, or I could sell the Paystar at some point. Kind of open to what to do next as far as trucks. A little sideways there. Yeah, I think a trip to Russia might be in order, to be honest. The way the game is laid out is kind of interesting. I know it's been talked to death, so I'm not saying anything original here, but obviously the game's called SnowRunner as a sequel to Mud Runner, and yet, clearly most of the game does not take place in the snow. So I don't know if there'll be a lot more snow in potential DLCs where you end up with maybe a whole 4th region. I know there's going to be additional maps in Russia, and I've heard rumors that potentially those maps could be snowy. What about a completely additional region? That could be good, especially if it's another snowy region. So alright, I think, are we pretty close? What's down there? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. What is that? Oh, I think it might just be a trailer store or something down there. I forget. Yeah, I think we just head down the hill here. I know that the tunnel entrance to the dam area is sort of at the bottom of the hill, so we've got a little ways to go. Come on. Oh, there it is. We are closer than I thought. I lied. I was thinking it was at the end of a downhill run, but maybe I'm thinking of the other side, because there's that hill you go down with a puddle at the bottom, and then you turn, and you're right there at the dam. All right, arrived at Smithville Dam, and I just set up my nav points. I will give you fair warning, the logistics base is all the way on the other side of the map. Not like diagonally, but on one length side of the map, it is all the way on the other side from where I'm at. I have to go up past the garage, down to the farm area, go through the farm area, out the other side, and then continue on in that direction, kind of all the way to the far side of the map. So this will be a bit of a haul. Now, luckily, I am, at like 80% plus fuel capacity, because I was able to take fuel off this trailer. And if I need more, there are still something like 1,650 gallons or something like that. So I've got plenty of fuel. It's just a matter of don't get stuck on the way there. Don't roll anything over. We should be good. I've driven the first, I'll say, third of this route many times on this map, because it's this area that you go down and you head towards the farm, and if you continue straight, you go across the dam, and if you turn, you go through the farm, and you can come out the other side. There's a road that goes, whoa. I think this trailer's heavier than I thought, maybe. There's a road that goes through the farm, and if you go past the drop-off point, it kind of comes out the other side. I actually went down that road and through the farm area in an earlier episode when we went to pick up supplies with the P12, the Pacific P12, that ended up not going very well. I got like very bogged down early in that after picking up the trailer. So it was an effort to shortcut not having to go to another area of the map to pick up. I forget what it even was, if it was like steel beams or wood planks. I don't even recall. But there's a trailer nearby that had the parts I needed. So rather than drive all the way across the map to get them, I went to go get that trailer. and I'm not sure I saved myself any time because the P12 really struggled in the area right around where the trailer was. It struggled pulling the trailer kind of like through the mud. So, all right, so straight is the dam, turning right here is the farm. So we'll head down through this area, hopefully not get stuck with this trailer. And then we got to go through the drop-off area, like I mentioned. I'll show you on the map in a minute here, like after I get up by the drop area for the farm, kind of show you where we're going, if you're not familiar. Uh-oh, got a little tippy there. Be nervous. These areas where you know you've been through a number of times and you just kind of know exactly what to expect as far as how bogged down you're going to get or how slow you're going to get, with especially pulling something like a trailer. Definitely later in the game is a bit, I don't want to say frustrating because obviously that's like a big component of the game, but just knowing, oh, I got to drag this trailer through that water by the farm, you know it's going to be a challenge. All right. Oh, so I told you, hold on a second, I'll show you where we're going. That's probably not a good place to stop, but yeah, so we went through the farm. We got to go all the way up here and all the way down here. I forget if I actually picked up the trailer with the P12 here, or if it was maybe, yeah, I think it might have been all the way back here. There might have been a trailer right here that I picked up and got. I hope I don't need it for the logistics base at this point. That will be very frustrating. I think it was steel metal planks that was on it. So it looks like I need vehicle spare parts after this. So I don't think they'd leave a trailer literally right next to where you need it, although there have been some that were pretty close to right next door. So yeah, I think I've driven all the way back to that area before. That was during the day though, so a little extra challenge at night. As I mentioned, fuel will not be an issue. I've got fuel in the trailer, and there is no penalty for helping yourself a little bit. All right. Yeah, I think what I'd like to do, I got to look at where to pick up the vehicle spare parts, but I think what I would like to do, I've been thinking about it as I've been driving here, is I'd like to complete this entire mission, this winter stores, before moving on. But then once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and go to Russia and grab a couple trucks. I know that that's kind of skipping over Alaska, but the reality is I know the game developers made it look like it's like Michigan, Alaska, Russia as far as kind of like order of operations, but you really need the chain tires a lot for Alaska, and those get unlocked at higher levels. So I think it makes sense to go to keep playing through, go to Russia and do some things, and then by the time you hit Alaska, you're leveled up to a point where you have the equipment that you need. So we'll take that approach. I'll figure out where the vehicle spare parts are. I have a very poor memory, and so I'm going to call this right now. I want to take fuel off this trailer right before I deliver it and refuel one last time, because if the spare parts are anywhere remotely in this region, I don't want to have to go get gas or recover back to the garage before I can go get them. Although I have a saddle, not a trailer right now, so that's a bit of a challenge. I don't have a way to carry him. could bring the Paystar over to this map as well. And then that would, I don't know. I don't know that that helps. I mean, having a truck to come rescue you and get yourself unstuck sort of makes sense, but, right, I'm assuming, yeah, I gotta take a right here. Having a second truck versus, like, recovering, I'm not sure that it matters that much. Where's the path? Sorry, I got a little frog in my throat. All right, let's go into, let's lock the diff here and see if that helps. Otherwise, I'm going to have to winch off of something. And I just broke that poor little tree. I'm making some progress. I don't know if I'm hung up on something. This is one of the, you know, little things like about driving at night, like just the fact that I can't really see. Yeah, I'm supposed to be turning right here. I'm actually getting reasonably close to my destination. I don't want to really go that far right, but that's where I winched onto. I guess slow but steady. There we go. Picking up a little steam now. Yeah, a lot of times at kind of intersections, the game will throw a little bit of a mud hole at you, which kind of makes sense. I mean, it's actually realistic to real life when you have gravel roads, dirt roads, where people have to stop and change direction. You tend to have pretty poor conditions right there. It's really struggling. I think it's a combination of poor traction with the truck, and then the trailer is still back in that mud, or was back in that mud a little bit. I feel like I'm just on the edge of gaining traction again. Or maybe not. I don't recall this exact area from coming through here with P12, to be honest, but I guess I did. I think I would have come the same direction. Yeah, this is pretty deep water. Watch out for that tree. Unintentional George of the Jungle reference. That's a nice, beautiful view. Sunrise. I've commented before that morning tends to sneak up on me in the game, so I feel like I've said night seems to last longer than day, which I don't think is really true. I think it's just it's a perception thing. Night's more challenging, so driving at night, it feels like it's longer than day. But when it gets to be kind of early morning like this and it first starts to get light out, I think that I don't kind of realize it right away. That's what leads to feeling like the day lasts a less time than the night. Maybe. I don't know. Don't know. Yeah, I remember this part. This coming up this hill here, because I come out of the trees here and I think I'm fairly close to the destination. Coming up this area with that trailer of parts earlier was pretty miserable. Yep, so you kind of come out in this clearing. It's kind of all mud everywhere, I guess. Come on, Fleet Star, you can do it. So close. Don't forget to steal fuel. There we go. Alright, let's hope that the vehicle spare parts are fairly close. Alright, I'm going to refuel real quick. There we go. Because this should just disappear when I drive into the square here. No? What is going on? Why do I struggle so much with doing basic things like dropping stuff off? Am I supposed to do the spare parts first? Maybe it just doesn't disappear because it's checked off. It just says spare parts now. So bump. I'll get turned around here. I was able to get fuel, and I'm ready for the next part. And if someone can explain to me why things disappear sometimes and don't disappear other times and all that good stuff, I would really like to know, because I'm like dozens of hours into this game and I still don't know what the heck to expect sometimes. Whoa, oh shoot. All right, well, I guess I'm going all the way back to the garage regardless, and I don't have a trailer on me, so I'll go ahead and recover. Not always my favorite thing to do, but I'll recover and kit this truck out the way I need it to carry the spare parts. So it's vehicle spare parts times 2. So I'll just throw the flatbed on. I'm not going to do the crane. I hope I don't regret that. But I don't need the crane unless I lose the parts somewhere along the way. So the vehicle spare parts are right next door. And then I have to make that entire drive again. So I'll probably edit some of that out, because it's basically coming right from... It's the exact same drive you just watched. Yeah, so I just go over here to... I think it's called like Wolf Grip or something funny like that. I do want to do... I mentioned this before, but I want to get a couple videos up. Probably not full series, because I'm not actively playing some of these other games, but I would like to get a couple videos up showing some of my other recent favorite games and like what I've done with those games. So I might do a tour in Farming Simulator pretty soon as well. I think I've mentioned that before though. So okay, 2 vehicle spare parts ready to go, and the long drive. This should be a little bit easier. I think all trucks, this truck in particular, tend to handle a little bit with some of the cargo like this on the flatbed versus dragging a trailer. Just the dynamics, especially like in mud and stuff like that. It definitely makes a difference to have something loaded on like this, and it, you know, it impacts like how top heavy the vehicle feels. But dragging a trailer is a whole nother level of kind of challenge and getting stuck and that kind of stuff. So this should be a little bit easier of a drive. I will let you know when we get closer. I'm not going to make you watch all of this. All right, so I'm back momentarily just to kind of show maybe the point I was making. So I'm kind of trying to take the exact same line I took with the trailer and kind of going over these little high points here. I'm definitely getting bogged down there a little bit. Maybe this is pretty similar. Hard to say. I'm definitely not taking the same line 100%, but it's also because I'm definitely going a little faster. So yeah, I think I'll stick to my hypothesis there. I think hauling a trailer is definitely more likely to get you kind of stuck and hung up. And it's that aspect of the dual, like you've got the wheels on the truck that are stuck in the mud, and the wheels on the trailer are stuck in the mud too. And here you don't have that. So I'd say there's a pretty clear advantage if you're questioning throwing cargo on a trailer versus throwing cargo on a flatbed. Having it on the flatbed is a definite advantage. So that's the area that I just drove through that I got stuck in with the trailer at night, and I didn't even realize it was that bad. I mean, it was pretty muddy and swampy down there, but I just couldn't obviously see that in the dark at all. So, like I said, you know, one of the challenges of driving at night just kind of makes it a little bit more of a challenge. I've definitely made better time overall, for sure, on this drive. Coming back right back from basically the same spot, but with the cargo on the flatbed. So yeah, this is very muddy through here. It was very kind of tough to see that in the dark. Stay a little left here. I will say too, just as far as, you know, as I'm making comparisons, I think I noticed this fairly early on, but I switched over to the Fleet Star after I rolled the Paystar trying to pick up some of the drilling spare parts back in the other map. This truck is definitely a little bit more stable as far as left to right kind of rollover perspective. Now I say that acknowledging that the wheels that I have on the Paystar, the tires, are, oh boy, almost roll it over right after you just compliment the truck. The overall truck isn't as wide because there aren't dual wheels on the back of the Paystar right now. Because I can't put, I haven't unlocked, well maybe I have now, but I had not previously unlocked any wheels that were dual in the back that were all-terrain at the time that I switched over trucks. So this truck has 2 sets of duals on each side versus the Paystar has, at least at the time, had single wheels all the way back. So for what it's worth, it just makes the rear end of this truck a little wider is all I'm saying. What is going on here? I'm continuing to have problems with the cargo management for this mission. Winter stores delivered to the logistics base. That's where I'm at, am I not? Vehicle spare parts ×2. Please tell me that's what I have on my truck. Is that not what I have on my truck? Let's see. I'm pretty sure. Oh, you know what? Oh my god, did I pick up the wrong stuff? I picked up service spare parts. I'm an idiot. Well, I will go get the right parts and not make you watch that. Alright guys, we are closing in on the logistics base for the 3rd time recently with the correct parts this time. I was thinking as I was on the drive over here, you know, maybe I'll just edit out all evidence that I grabbed the wrong stuff, and I don't think I'm going to do that. I will certainly edit down the video. No one wants to watch the drive from the garage area, kind of the parts area there over to the logistics base itself 3 individual times, but I'm not going to destroy the evidence of my idiocy. So, funny enough, like, I made most of the drive here in rear-wheel drive only, not even realizing after I had recovered back to the garage to go pick up the right parts. I just started driving, and I actually got to the part where it started to get a little muddier after going through kind of the area where I talked about picking up the trailer before, where there's still a trailer on the map. This part's a little tricky right here, actually. I'm not going to lie. So let me focus. I don't want to roll over. Yeah, coming downhill and trying to make that turn, and the turn itself is kind of on an angle. A little hairy, not going to lie. All right, so yeah, I'm still relatively new to this. I guess lesson learned is play first, talk second. 'Cause I definitely was a little distracted thinking about what to do next and what I was saying the first time at the Wolf Grip Depot area there, picking up parts. And I picked up service spare parts, not vehicle spare parts. So here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Oh well. I guess if I ever need service spare parts on this side of the map, they're here, and I can just bring a crane. Perfect. All right, we completed that mission. I've mentioned several times, I think we're going to head over to Russia next. So we're not going to do that hungry workers thing that just popped up. That's fine. We'll call this one apart, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.